We like to do it. We want to throw you right in.
You do your own stunts, so here you go.
Ving Rhames is under the desk. Simon Pegg is here with us in studio. Thank you so much for popping in this morning. That's really kind of you.
Hi, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. I have to make sure that that one works for Violetta. That's Violetta next to you. There we go.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Hi.
So nice to see you. You smell lovely.
Thank you. I try my best.
I don't know if people tell you that.
It's all naturally generated from my own glands.
Very fresh and spicy.
Yeah, it's nice. Are you sick of this song?
Never.
Never?
I mean,
okay, good.
Weirdly, it stays in my head at all times. Like when anything I'm doing that's remotely challenging, be that, taking my kid to school or trying to buy broccoli, it's always in my head.
You're like broccolini or broccoli. Which one do I like?
I know, it's the eternal dilemma of the vegetable fan.
Now, I read, you are like a fan of the U.S.? I know a lot of folks, from the U.K., they would prefer to spend more of their time in the U.K. than here, but you like being here?
I mean,
love you can say
over.
no.
Yeah. No. It's always a pleasure to come over.
Yeah.
It's like, particularly when you're bringing something like this to people. And we watched it. We watched the movie in New York the other night, and to watch it with the U.S. crowd, because you guys are just so much more free with your emotions. Like British crowds are just a little bit repressed. They're a bit ashamed of themselves, so they don't like to emote. Whereas Americans are just a little bit more kind of loose. And so there's loads of cheering and clapping and...
it's raw.
Yeah,
it's great. So, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
I just got to see you premiere last night, so it's like super weird to have you, because I saw you do a lot of things. I don't want to talk too much about everything you did, because it's all amazing. Yeah, but I will say, like, my three big takeaways were, like, we can't trust AI.
Yes.
Friends matter a lot.
Yes.
And why are people putting so many things in their pockets?
Yeah.
We need to quit doing that.
There's a lot of pocket, with so many pickpockets around, you'd think people had more sense.
Yeah. I was screaming at the film, like, don't put it in your pocket!
Literally.
Like, the whole time.
We had that. Also, what I loved about, it's interesting. I don't know how much we're allowed to say, and I don't want to spoil.
Just, temper your, think about it as you say it.
So the entity.
Yes.
The AI.
The AI.
Right. Okay, so now AI, it's like crazy. It's the top of the spectrum of craziness or whatever. But then we have this like really lowbrow, simple thing of pickpocketing happening. So I liked the juxtaposition throughout the movie. You know what I mean?
That's a very good point. And there's a whole thing in the movie about the sort of analog versus digital.
Yes.
So there's lots of analog things in the film. A train. Some of the technology is kind of just radio waves.
Yeah.
And cathode ray tubes. Against this massive digital kind of pervasive threat.
And then we read that the whole film was filmed digitally.
Yeah, I know.
So that was kind of a risk.
Nobody was worried.
The whole thing was made by an AI.
You hope you had like one film guy as a backup going on.
That made me re-roll a 35 on this.
Right.
Well, the funny thing is that as we shot Rogue Nation as recently with the fifth one, that we were still using mags of film on that.
Oh wow!
And Chris McQuarrie, is the director, is obviously a purist. Wouldn't make a film if it couldn't look like film. But digital technology is so good now.
Yeah.
It can emulate that wonderful grainy filmic quality. And with digital, you can do so much more with the cameras. The cameras can be smaller, they're more agile. So when Tom rode off the cliff on the motorbike, we did a take where he had cameras on the bike, which just disappeared.
Yeah,
we had to go and retrieve them and find the ones that survived.
Oh my gosh.
And use that footage.
And I saw you guys being really nervous watching that.
Oh man, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, you did that. They did that first, right?
Yeah, because like if he carks it, then I'm the one that has to do the stunts. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to step up to that plate.
So, what budget is bigger? Is it the Tom Cruise stunt budget, or is it Ving Rhames' hats?
Definitely Ving's hats.
It's got to be his hats, right?
They are all flown in, especially from Milan.
They must be. Are you and him ever just hanging out like in a trailer somewhere warm, cozy, sipping coffee and tea and being like, this guy's nuts?
I love hanging out with Ving because he's one of the coolest human beings you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
He's like the anti-Tom. He's like, and they've been friends forever. And you have Tom, who's all like drive and passion and forward thinking and go get it. And Ving's just sitting there, just letting everything come to him.
Yeah, I love that.
He's the best. I love it.
So we thought we could do a little game, nothing weird, but confirm or deny, because we saw some stuff online. And if you want to elaborate, you can. If you'd rather just deny or confirm.
Okay.
I like to refute these rumors.
Okay, good. So the first one. Were you ever in a band called God's Third Leg?
I was.
You were?
Yep.
And your role in the band?
I was the drummer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of music are we talking about? Like alternative?
Goth. Alternative goth music.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys still get together and hit some jams?
We still get together as human beings. That was 30 years ago, but no more jams.
No.
What are the other members of God's Third Leg doing with their lives now?
Well, Andy, who is the lead singer, is now a kind of music producer and still a creative. Everyone else is kind of just getting on with their lives. Ruthie's a gardener.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Yeah, and I'm an actor.
Right.
Okay, so that's a confirm.
That's a confirm. All right. And we know now with Shaun of the Dead, Chris Martin is in the movie. We know that. And then there was that big rumor that he was a zombie. And then you, I believe, refuted that rumor and said that he actually was not a zombie, correct?
Correct. He's not a zombie.
Where did that even, start? How did that even come about?
I think in the final scene when Liz and Sean come out of the basement of the pub and there's all those zombies surrounding them, one of them kind of looked a bit like Chris, and I think somebody assumed it was him. Oh. He's in it as himself at the end, right? And doing his charity work for zombies, which he would do, by the way. Right. But no, he's not a zombie in Shaun of the Dead.
Okay, all right.
The zombie was also singing The Scientist, which I think was the problem.
That was the big misdirect.
Okay, so that's actually a confirming denial.
Yes.
We did. Okay.
We confirmed in the movie, denied as a zombie.
There you go.
And finally, confirm or deny, originally, was Ricky Gervais maybe going to be Benji before you landed the role?
No, I think Ricky was up for a role in the Berlin sequence at the beginning of Mission Impossible 3.
Got it.
And didn't do it. But as far as I know, JJ told me that Ricky hadn't been considered for Benji.
Good. I mean, no offense to Ricky.
No.
But I can't
Richie
imagine
couldn't do it. So it's a good job I did.
It's a very physical gig.
But,
Well, aside from Tom, you and Ving are in the most...
Yeah.
You're the only recurring characters, really, who have come in all these films.
Yeah, Ving's been in every one, and I've been in 5 of them now.
Man.
Yeah.
And each time, do you hope they don't kill you? Is that a thing? When you're like, okay, script has arrived, please don't kill me.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones actors who are always like, we don't know.
I mean, no one's safe. Particularly in these two, it's like the mission is the most important thing.
Right.
And none of our, as Ving says, none of our lives can matter more than the mission.
Yeah.
So, whether I can't spoil that I make it through part 1, but if I do, I don't know if I make it through part 2. So it's all to play for,
You've already filmed part 2. It's in the can?
40% of it in the can.
Oh, wow. Are they filming it right now? Are we in it?
Yeah, this is part of it.
This is a weird thing.
Benji infiltrates a radio station in Chicago.
They do like an Ocean's 12 thing where he plays Simon Pegg, but as Benji. It's very weird. I like the meta.
I'm going to take a mask off right now and I'll be Tom underneath. We've got a better guest.
No.
He doesn't have cool tattoos and platinum hair. Come on.
That would be amazing.
Do you think you could convince him to dye his hair platinum? Would he do that?
I think he would if it was for a role.
If it was a stunt?
Do you know what I mean? He will do anything for cinema. That man is will stop at nothing to deliver the maximum cinematic event.
You'd have to tell him you have a stylist that's going to jump out of the plane with him, and while he's falling, we're going to dye your hair platinum.
He loves my stylist because we've been on this press tour. We've been really bringing it with all the kind of the premiere looks,
Yeah.
And he's been so happy with me, Palm, and Haley because we've just been every night we're coming out with a new sharp look. And,
yeah.
He's like, wow, way to put in the effort, gentlemen.
He's like, it's so Hollywood. It's just so Hollywood. I love it. He gets really amped.
And if you have a couple of minutes, check out the video that you and Palm made. The song about Hemsworth was great. The black and white song. Very fantasy football, I think, right?
If you go to Palm's Instagram, or it's on mine as well, we were in Venice. We had 10 days off because of shutdown. We were right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And Pom had to make a diss video for her fantasy football league she does with the Avengers.
How great does that make her overall?
Right.
Got to make a diss video.
And the person she had to diss was Chris Hemsworth because they were up against each other. So Pom and I went out to Venice and we made this little 2-minute black and white French new wave musical song. And Pom blagged all these clothes from Miu Miu. I shot it on my iPhone and I edited it on my computer.
Yeah.
And it's on my IMDb page as my directorial debut.
Yes, right, exactly. That's what we saw.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, before we let you go, are you an F1 fan? F1 racing?
I've been to a couple of events, but I wouldn't say I was a fan.
Okay, because I saw that you got to go in the Red Bull garage once.
I did, yeah. That was on Mission 4, yeah. And I've been to Silverstone as well.
Yeah, because Tom was in Miami in between as they were getting ready to launch this movie, hanging out with Shakira and all that on the thing. Okay, I just wanted to double check just to make sure. So now I know.
I can deny that I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I appreciate the...
Well, you can join us and...
Yeah.
not Chris.
Confirming that it's just me.
You're on the right side of the table.
Still just me.
Still just you.
Well, Simon, thanks for coming in. We really appreciate it. And congratulations. The movie is sincerely, I think it's the best one yet, sincerely.
Thank you. Well,
it's really well done.
We've not really given ourselves much room to improve now because we've got like 99% on RT. So Part 2 has a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
You said you've shot 40% or so of Part 2.
Yeah.
It feels like it's becoming kind of a part of the movie where there's the stunt.
Yeah.
Has Tom done the stunt for Part 2 yet?
We don't
can't give anything away.
Too much about Part 2 because obviously
we don't know who's in Part 2.
All I can say is that it gets crazy.
Okay.
It's impossible.
That's exactly right. Okay, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you,
Simon Pegg, live in studio. We're also live at 1019 Mix Chicago. You can go check that out. The paparazzi are going to be out, of course, at all of the premieres, so I thought we can go some Lady Gaga here for you. All right, Lady Gaga now. Simon Pegg, live in studio.